morning, everyone. Before I begin, as a leader of the opposition, I strongly disagree that the matters that will lead to the implementation of the reproductive health bill in the Philippines must be abolished. Before I start with my speech, I would just like to rebut on what the previous speaker had said. She stated that overpopulation is the main reason for poverty exists. I disagree on that matter. According to the lawmakers, passing the RH bill in the Congress is the key to curb the population growth of the country in order to alleviate poverty that the people are facing. Poverty is just one of the reasons. It is not the main reason. There are other problems that need to be considered and to be taken care of by the leaders of the country. Why can't the government focus on treating the people as the assets of the society rather than its liabilities? Instead of wasting time discussing the issues and the pros and cons of RH bill, why can't the government focus on planning ways and how to improve the standard of living of the people? Let's face the fact that
We are saying that the government should improve the standard of living of people by allocating, let's say, resources to them. How would they allocate proper amount of resources to them if there are many people utilizing those resources, and therefore there would be minimum resources to be allocated to them? So how could you say that they could do that with the case of overpopulation?
that's the main reason why planning should be considered. Because, planning the ways on how to improve the standard of living of the people should be considered by the government because it is their role. And, yes, that's their role. And, let me continue. Let's face the fact that the Philippines is already boomed in number when it comes to its population. Last 2010, the National Statistics Office has reported the total population of the Philippines is about 92 million. And at present, we are approximately 200 million people. RH bill cannot change that fact. What the government should do is, like what he said, allocate the resources of the country and manage the budget wisely to meet the needs of the people. Instead of providing budget for the distribution of condoms, birth control pills, and other contraceptives, the government should allocate the budget on the improvement of educational facilities for the youth, the livelihood programs, and the skills development training for the poor, and for those who are unemployed so that they will be qualified to find jobs that will help them earn a living to raise their families. Next point is RH bill and morality. The church, being the the most influential pro-life figure, is responsible for challenging the beliefs of the people in this issue. It is the responsibility of the church to voice out their views because RH bill leads the people to ignore their moral principles. RH bill should not be passed in the Congress because this bill will hinder what we consider as the greatest gift from God, which is life. Of course, the church has to stand on this issue because they primarily concerned with the morality of the people, which might be damaged when this bill will be implemented. Going back to the essence of what sexual intercourse is, this act is done under the vow of marriage, and it's for procreation and not just merely for pleasure. If those condoms and contraceptives will be used, then the purpose will be defeated. It will only mean that everyone, even teenagers and unmarried couples, can have sex whenever they want, as long as they are protected. Another thing, the use of condoms and contraceptives, which are considered to be abortifacients, can trigger abortion as what the church believes, since they claim that life begins as fertilization when the sperm penetrates the egg. Lastly, RH bill and the youth. I believe that RH bill should not be implemented because this bill will greatly affect the future of the youth. The government should focus more on empowering the youth through education than poisoning their minds with insignificant matters. Education must be accessible to all, especially to the poor, because being educated is the edge of an individual as he or she battles for survival. Moreover, why should sex education be taught at an early age? When children should be learning more about other important information which can have further applications in their life, instead of injecting into the children's minds a wrong notion of what sexual reproduction is all about by the imposition of the use of condoms, contraceptives, and what this bill contains, the government must concentrate on providing the basic needs of the children. Lastly, the parents should have the sole responsibility of explaining these sexual matters mothers to their children at the right time because it's what responsible parents do.